Hey everybody, the Johnny Cage here, welcoming you to my brand new Let's Play! Today we're playing a game that I honestly never thought in my wildest dreams I would be LPing, and that game is Zelda 2. The Adventure of Link, as we get that Star Wars-esque scroll of the title up in the background over the horizon. I just love that for some reason. But anyhow, this is a game that I've owned for quite a while, well over a year, but when I received it, I only put it in my Nintendo to make sure that the cartridge worked. I really wasn't big on this game. I knew the notoriety that it had, but then something happened a month ago, and I can't tell you for sure what, but I just got this urge to want to play it and beat it, and I did. And I found that I actually really enjoyed it when I got down to it. So here we go, here's the story. After Ganon was destroyed, Impa told Link a sleeping spell was cast on Princess Zelda. She will wake only with the power of number 3 Triforce sealed in a palace in Hyrule. To break the seal, crystals must be placed in statues in 6 well-guarded palaces. Link set out on his most adventuresome quest yet, 1987 Nintendo. Alright, so there's the story. I don't know when this game happens within the Zelda timeline. It might be towards the end, because I know this is a direct sequel to the original Legend of Zelda. But in the actual order of it, it might be the last one. I'm not sure. Someone should clarify that for me, because I never bothered to look it up myself. But Link is definitely older. Ganon's dead. And his minions are trying to kill Link and use Link's blood to revive Ganon. That's actually the story. They don't tell you this here, but in the instruction booklet they do. So when you get into the overworld here, you're like, oh my gosh, there's so much to see. Like, where do I go? Well, the first place you go is here. And the reason for that is, well, first of all, it stands out. It's just a forest in the middle of nowhere. And you're like, oh, what's going on here? Then these bats. But you get this P-bag. That's right, P-bag. It stands for points bag, but you get the joke, right? So this is your level up system. So you can level up attack, magic, or your life. Or you can choose to cancel as I did, and if you choose to cancel, those points will carry over into the next item. Like there now it's out of 100 because that has to do with the amount of points I need for my magic to increase. But I want to focus on my attack at first, because attack, very important to an all-offensive guy like myself. And here's our first town. Welcome to Raul. Where have we heard that name before? Well, believe it or not, all of you crazy OOT fans out there, this game actually has all the towns named after the sages from Ocarina of Time, with the exception of a couple, but I thought that's just genius, how later on we get to see these names used again. Here's one of the ladies. You can always tell because they're normally like wearing red, and there'll always be someone who will lead you into their house and heal you. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. There's almost always an old lady. I think she's here, but I didn't really notice her. Maybe she was inside at the time. Whenever you see someone come outdoors, it's always important to talk to them because they are the people that have something important to say. So before you leave town, go talk to my father, and she'll let you right back in. And then you gotta do the walk through these deceivingly large homes. Very big, and apparently they all, or not all of them, but some of them come with built-in dungeons, which is just awesome. They should have that feature in more homes nowadays. But we have Old Man Wizard down here, and he says, in Parappa the Rappa Desert, use this magic to survive, and that magic is the shield spell. There's a little look at our Mega Man looking menu. The shield spell is a spell we'll be using throughout the game. You use it, and it makes it pretty much so hits do about half damage. I think. I'm not positive on that, but it definitely seems like it. At this point, it'll take up a lot of your magic bar, but as we increase your magic, the spells will cost less to cast, which is kind of cool. The same should be said for your life, too. When you level up your life, you're only increasing your defense. You're not increasing the overall amount of health that you have. That has to do with the hearts that we're going to be picking up, much like you would in any other Zelda game. So here's our first little dungeon cave area. And you might notice it's all black, and just dodge the one enemy that's in here that's right after the second stoop. And the reason why it's all black is because we need the candle. And to get to candle, we have to beat the first palace, because that's the item in there. Spoiler alert. And watch out for enemies in the desert, as they will, oh jeez, hunt you down and shoot fireballs at you. Oh god, I don't have time for this. This is bad. Oh, remember, you can use your shield. Shield's pretty useful, just as useful as it was in the first Zelda. Man, I'm not doing well here. You might have noticed there are also two types of enemies. There are like blobs, and then there's these big other beastly-looking guys. The beastly guys are obviously tougher of a fight, but don't worry about it. Whenever you're out here, they'll show up, but sometimes you can get away from them. If you're on this like yellowish path, no fight will ensue. You'll just come to this blank screen that you can just scroll off of, and you'll be fine. You'll avoid the fight that way. Here you got a little trap area that you have to go to. They have these scattered about the world map. Apparently that one's patrolled by Bubble Man by the looks of it. And down here we've got our first heart container at Stonehenge, apparently. And also a Garaya. The boomerang throwing guys from the original Legend of Zelda, and probably been in every other Zelda, I just don't really recall them in any other. 20 experience points from him, so finally getting some decent experience. This game, the experience, I don't know if you have to grind that much, really. I've heard people say that you really have to go out of your way to grind for levels in this game. In my experience, it's just not true at all. By the time that we get to the last castle, dungeon, wherever it is, it's called the Great Palace. I'll let you know that. We should be at level 8 and everything, and level 8 is the highest you can get in all of your categories, attack, magic, and life, so it shouldn't be too hard. Life levels up the quickest, attack takes the longest, but it's definitely worthwhile. Me, I'm hardcore into grinding, so I might go out of my way to get a couple of levels off screen, but really not that much. Right here is our first palace. Sometimes you can hit these guards in the face, and you'll get like a magic drop. There's only 3 things that drop in the game. You don't get hearts from enemies, so life management is really crucial in this game, but they do drop small potions, magic potions, and large ones to refill your magic, as well as the P-bags, which we saw at the beginning, and damn, those guys, they suck so much. They just keep on coming limitlessly, and they don't give you any experience for whatever reason. And then you got blobs. Yeah, this game's so controversial, because this is the game, other than being the black sheep in the family, it's the game that people consider to be an RPG, and obviously there's a level up system to it, so it's kind of hard to ignore, but at the same time, I mean, I don't know. I always say that this isn't really an RPG, but then it's got blobs in it, and one good RPG does not have blobs in it. You've got to. It's like, it's got to be a prerequisite, at least in the Nintendo and Super Nintendo era. But they're really, like, you don't know what they're going to do. They start like shaking violently, and then they jump at you, and you're like, crap. And then there's a little small magic, and we'll use shield just to show you it. Boom, there you go, get the red tunic. But as soon as you leave the screen, you lose it. So you really need to know when to use your magic in this game, otherwise it can be quite a waste. As you saw, that took off 2 blocks of magic. I used the little magic to restore 1 block, which it will always do. The big one will bring you up to full, so definitely more worthwhile if you ever see it just lying about. But yeah, life management can be tricky, but there are some ways around it. Like, you can do strategic leveling, as you might see me do later on. Oop, there are the bubbles. Bubbles have apparently devolved into Arkanoid balls at this point, pretty much. Don't really stop you from using your weapon in this one, but they can be damn annoying. And we also have the Stalfos, which they're really easy. Just use that downed thrust technique, and you can kill them pretty easily, and they give good experience, especially early in the game, giving you 30 a pop. So just 4 shots will do it. And we're going to ignore that little ladder teleporter thing for now. You know, this game really just reminds me of Metroid when it comes down to it. A lot of Metroid stuff in it. I don't know why, it just, something about it, especially those elevators, they're really like, whoa, hey, look at those, they're like, go up and down them, no staircases here, no, we got technology of the future, elevators, whoa, and over here we've got a ferry, yay, and I would be very careful about using that ferry at the exact point that you want to use it. If you're at a decent amount of health like I am, just wait it out until you need it, because if we were to go down from that spot that we started at, it will take you to the boss. But first we got to go up this way. We've got to get a couple of keys so that we can go first get the candle, and then double back, and then we can take on the boss. But man, this game is so unlike anything that I have played Zelda-wise, and I can see where it's some people's favorite, some people's not their favorite. I'm always surprised when people say Majora's Mask is their favorite Zelda, because it's so different from the rest, but then you play a game like this and you're like, oh, well, now it makes sense. And apparently they've got Mario enemies in this game too, as we've come across the Hammer Brothers, or some sort of demonic wannabe of them. Very strange choice, I don't know. So finally we have enough experience to get the attack up, thank goodness. I don't know how much that's going to help us, really, but... Oh, there's a red magic potion to give us full magic. So finally I get to show off those statues, show you exactly what they do. And these stupid little tin hat things, gosh, they're so annoying. Luckily they don't show up much later on, and they don't give you any experience. It's a real waste. I don't know. But, anyhow, moving right along, we're just going to double back here. Sometimes these dragon heads have... Oh, that was not worth it. Sometimes these dragon heads have potions in them too. Not that one, though. I didn't know if any of the statues had potions in this first palace, but Oh well. Yeah, these can be tricky to get through. There will be a point in time... Oh, definitely need the fairy, now that I look at my health. There will be a point in time... Oh, if I can get the fairy. Stupid Link has momentum in this game. It just doesn't seem like it should make sense. I don't know. He does move a lot like Mario, doesn't he? I mean, just like his walking motion. That's what I thought the first time I saw it. Oh, Bubble. Can't do much about that. Luckily, bubbles don't hurt you for that much damage. But, anyhow. Yeah, this game, I would be more surprised if a lot of Zelda fans have not played this one. It is a tough game, especially in the beginning. It's a game that you have to stick out, because if you're just trying to like pick it up and play it for the heck of it, you're gonna have a really bad time. Like, you literally need to like figure out what you've got to do and where you've got to go. Otherwise, you're gonna miss a lot of crucial stuff and probably just end up rage quitting, because I wouldn't blame you. I know that I have a few times, just when I picked up and played this, just, you know, for the heck of it, every now and again in the past, just to try to get acquainted with it. Oh, so now we're in some real trouble. Okay, life almost at 0. No, breakaway bridge. Okay, gotta hit this P-bake just right. Come on. Yes! Oh, just enough time. And now this is what I mean by strategic use of leveling up. If I level up my life, my health automatically goes to full, and your health takes the least amount of experience to level up. So sometimes it can be really worthwhile to be thinking ahead like that, although you're not always going to get that opportunity early on. Luckily, you get that opportunity because your levels are so low, but later on we're going to be dealing with, you know, close to, what, like 8,000 experience for a level. I think that's the last attack level, which is the hardest level to get, is 8,000 to get from level 7 to level 8 for attack. So, yeah, keep that in mind. But we'll also be running into enemies that are going to be giving us pretty decent experience. So, don't worry about it too much. And, I think I'll, level up my magic. This is a pretty good run, actually. I hadn't done it this way before, where I was focusing on the attack first. Generally, when I play this game, I'll just take whatever levels are given to me, but doing it out of order seems to work out. Here's some Iron Knuckles, which are, I don't know, they look like Dark Nuts to me from the first one, but apparently they're called Iron Knuckles. Grab yourself the candle, which auto-equips, which is cool. You don't have to constantly bring up a menu like you would in the original Zelda. Stuff like that just automatically goes. Same with, like, the Megaton Hammer, or they call it the Mallet in this, but use that to break down blocks, and you'll be using it quite a bit once we do get it, but that's not for a while still. But I like the fact that stuff just auto-equips. It's very convenient. Then you don't have to constantly be bringing up a menu. So, what can you do? But for these blue slimes to do whatever they do, man, they just go wherever the heck they want. Ugh, so annoying. Oh well. Well, let's see, what else has I been doing? I haven't put up a video on YouTube in a while. I might get around to finishing Crystallis. I'm fiddling around with it. I wasn't going to really mention it in this video, because I've been really into this and really wanting to do a Let's Play of this lately, so we're doing Link. We're doing Zelda now. But Crystallis, I could see myself finishing that up eventually. So I'm kind of officially done on the cruise ships, unfortunately. It's kind of a long story, but the short of it is that things just didn't pan out. There's not really any bad blood between me and the company, but it is a shame because I put a lot of time and invested a lot into that, and I didn't get a lot out of it. I mean, I pretty much just broke even. So, oh well, you know, that's how life is sometimes, the real world. So for any of you guys still watching, you know, they're like in high school or college, because college is an awesome time. Yeah, just keep that in mind, you know, that the real world really does suck as much as people say it does. But it also has a lot of cool benefits. Anyhow, so we got life up to level 3, which is much higher than I thought we would get up to. And then we got another thrower guy. I'm going to throw on some shield real quick here, because I might be needing it, and I think this is... Oh, this isn't the last room, it's the second to last room. Oh, come on. There should be a little opening here for me. No! Oh, jeez. Oh, well, that's alright. Whatever, let's just get in there. Oh, he didn't do that much damage with shield on, actually. Huh, that worked out alright. Die, you! Jeez, attack level 2 really didn't help me that much. As not much as I thought it would, actually, in this first palace, but oh well. And another Dark Nut. Now, attacking these guys is a little strange, because you want to do quickly, you know, jump and attack, but you don't want to do it super fast. You want to go like, boom, boom. You know, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's pretty much like that. Another cool thing you can do with magic is as you grab, like, especially a red potion, quickly use a magic spell, and then it will keep on refilling your magic bar. Sometimes it won't fill it completely, but you'll get more out of it than you would if you just let your bar go to full. So here's our first boss, this Minotaur with his mace. Very simple boss, could not be more straightforward. Hit him in the face, he's pretty much the same way we've been fighting the Iron Knuckles. Hit him in the face and try to avoid the mace, but I don't think the mace does a ton of damage anyway. And if we die, we would start right at the beginning here, like right when we came in. Entrances dictate where you would start, and there will be times in this game where I might have to strategically lose lives because I don't have enough magic to do something, or it's just in my best interest. That is kind of like a part of the game, actually. Very strange. Strange to see, you know, Link using lives, but right here I've got a bit of a dilemma. Now, I'm going to get a level up, but I'm also going to get another level up because I'm going to complete the palace, and when you complete a palace you get an automatic level up. So I wanted to get my attack up to level 3, but as you can see here, if I get my magic up to level 3, which I really have no choice but to do, now it's going to go directly to my life. Now what I could do is I could let that 400 roll over and then get another 100 from grinding off of enemies and get to level 3 with the attack. But for LP purposes, I don't think that's going to be completely necessary. Plus, it's still only Palace 1, and we've actually got quite a bit to do before we go to Palace 2. We're going to be going through Death Mountain, believe it or not, pretty soon. Very early to go through Death Mountain, but hell, Ganon's not there, so might as well check it out, right? Couldn't be that bad. And once you've completely destroyed a palace, done everything in it, it turns to rock. That way you'll know you've 100% completed it. But that's pretty much going to do it for me, guys. Is this a safe place to be standing? No, it's not. Alright, guys, well, thanks a lot for watching part 1 of this epic adventure with Link that we don't get to see played out very often, so please join me. Please play along if you have the means. This has been the Johnny Cage. Subscribe, like, comment if you have not. I'll talk to all of you awesome people later on.